there's often more in common than parties in dispute realize. Actually, I think they sometimes the thinking beforehand is, well, I've got nothing in common with my opponent. I just need to win, win, win. And then when you really start to work with them, you realize that actually underneath all of that, it's that iceberg picture that there is more in common here than you would care to admit, or perhaps even realize at the outset. When you can start to tease that out of the parties and realize that you've actually got a common goal here, and helping them realize that individually and then helping them come towards that common goal together is, I just find it really a satisfying sense of achievement, because you do come away thinking something's been done, something has been achieved in this
Something
process,
positive.
something positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Stuart Lawrence from Mediator Locator, and today we're going to do the next session in our short video series, Meet the Mediators. This is a great way to see the human side of mediation and to meet the mediators and learn a little bit about them. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined today by James Johnston of Burnett Solicitors. If we can start, James, by if you can tell us a few words about who you are and your background and how you came to be a mediator.
Yeah, certainly. Morning, Stuart. I am a litigation solicitor. I'm a partner in Burnett Solicitors in Cumbria and Newcastle upon Tyne, the north of England. I lead our dispute resolution team. I'm a solicitor of probably close to 15, 16 years, PQE, with a specialism in commercial litigation, construction litigation, sort of corporate partnership type disputes. And I came to mediation because I was increasingly involved in mediations as a practitioner, as an advisor, and still am regularly. And I just think it is, without a doubt, just the best way of effectively trying to sort things out. And that I'm just a big believer in that, and I think it's a fantastic way of working.
And how did you get into mediation? How was what was the trigger for you? Did you have an epiphany like the rest of us?
I think I as I say, I've been involved as a practitioner advising clients. I'd worked with some good mediators and still do, and I just realized that actually this is, from a personal point of view, it's something I just think I'm more suited to. I also find that it's preference, and I feel for the clients as well. I was realizing and seeing on every occasion that clients were leaving mediations, and the overwhelming sense was a sense of relief that they'd got to the end of their dispute, that there was some certainty that they had achieved a result. And I just thought, I want to be involved in helping parties do that when I'm not advising them as a lawyer. I want to be able to facilitate this, because I think it's the benefits of it are just far outweigh litigation and all of that. So yeah.
I mean, the next questions you've kind of answered. I mean, I think people underestimate what's called the peace dividend. The fact that you can resolve it. But when you're acting as a mediator, what do you find most rewarding?
I think it's that. I think it's that sense of achievement. I think it's that sense of that both parties come in. They're often coming from a place of being, well, obviously in its nature, being in dispute, being opposed to one another. And I think it's that sense of helping them build something together. That sense of there's often more in common than parties in dispute realize. Actually, I think they sometimes the thinking beforehand is, well, I've got nothing in common with my opponent. I just need to win, win, win. And then when you really start to work with them, you realize that actually underneath all of that, it's that iceberg picture that there is more in common here than you would care to admit, or perhaps even realize at the outset. When you can start to tease that out of the parties and realize that you've actually got a common goal here, and helping them realize that individually and then helping them come towards that common goal together is I just find it really a satisfying sense of achievement, because you do come away thinking something's been done, something has been achieved in this
Something
process,
positive.
something positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's when I've done them in the past, I find them mentally really draining.
Yeah.
How do you find them?
Oh yeah, they're tiring. They are. I think it's like a lot of work, isn't it? I think a good mediator, just like anybody who's good at what they do, they make it look relatively easy. But
Yeah.
behind the scenes, it isn't. There's a lot of information that we're being, we have the privilege of being given to us by the parties, often in confidence, and it's knowing when is this going to be shared, and what's the best time of coaching the parties together and facilitating that. And it can be, it is draining, but
Yeah.
it's very rewarding.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier you do construction, commercial disputes, a range of corporate type of work.
Yeah.
Is there any particular work that you really enjoy over and above others, or is it all similar?
It is all similar. I coming from my I live in North Cumbria and Carlisle. We're very agricultural economy around here, rural economy, and I do a lot of work as a litigator for clients who are in dispute within the agricultural sector, and I do find those cases fascinating. I must say, I think that it's the blend of the personalities and the people involved, the legal issues, the history, the family dynamics. So those would probably be a favourite, I think. Yeah.
And I suppose with those, it's not such a sort of binary outcome. Sometimes it's about repairing relationships, isn't it, within those
Absolutely.
communities, which is
Absolutely,
a unique product
particularly,
from.
uh, absolutely, particularly within family. Yeah, if I think that, and if relationships can be restored, or a pathway can be opened to restoring relationships, particularly within a family dynamic, I think that's just worth its weight in gold. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And from your experience, what do you say is the biggest benefit of using mediation in the cases that you work on?
Uh, Confidentiality, cost, can be time effective. It's quicker often. So confidentiality, it allows for creative thinking. It allows for issues to be discussed that perhaps the parties are otherwise a bit nervous of discussing or worried about discussing, but they can be talked and shared in that sort of safe space, either privately with the mediator, or under the global confidentiality coverage of the mediation setting. Cost is a huge factor, and certainty. You've got an outcome at the end of the day. If you've got an
Yeah.
outcome, there's a certainty to it, and it brings closure. And as I said earlier, it brings that sense of achievement. Something positive has been realised, and that is just. I just think that's great. I really do.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And just finally, if you're happy to, a couple of words about working with Mediator Locator.
Yeah, I think the support is excellent. The network is fantastic. Um, I think it's very forward thinking in its approach to mediation. It's very proactive, flexible. I'm a big fan, and certainly being part of the network, I've very much enjoyed it and found it a very. It's just good to have the support of and be in that community of like-minded professionals who want to continue to make mediation a success.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, James. And thank you, everybody else, for watching. If you'd like to learn more about mediation or find the right mediator, and of course, if you want to instruct James, do get in touch at mediatorlocator.com. And thank you for watching. And until next time, goodbye for now.